Hey, what's everybody? It's me, Keeks again, back with another brand new video. And in this video, I'm gonna be talking about the movie Bride of Chucky. So let's jump right into it.
Well, hello, Dolly.
Alright, so Bride of Chucky was released in 1998 and was directed by Ronnie Yu. Interesting fact there, Ronnie Yu also went on to direct Freddy vs. Jason, which starred Jason Ritter, the son of John Ritter, who plays Jade's uncle in Bride of Chucky. So, cool little interesting fact there. Miss John Ritter, very funny actor, was sad when he passed away. But yeah, so finally in Bride of Chucky, we are introduced to Tiffany Valentine, played by the wonderful Jennifer Tilly. She's sort of Chucky's on again, off again girlfriend. The relationship has been very usually at the end of like the movies they end up killing each other and all this stuff. At least we've seen this happen in Bride, we've seen it happen in Seed, we saw it happen kind of like in the first season of the television series. um but Jennifer Tilly is really great. She plays human Tiffany at the beginning of the movie and then goes on to do the voice for doll Tiffany. And her and Don Mancini, the writer of the Chucky series, became such great friends that he went on to cast her to play herself in Seed, which was great. I'll talk about that more when I do a review for that video for that movie. So Tiffany has basically been searching for Chucky, and we see that she has all these news clippings of like, the Chucky urban legend and stuff about Andy and everything. And she's finally like found him. At the end of the third movie, he got cut up by the industrial fan. So she stitches him back together, and then using voodoo for Dummy's book, she brings him back to life. Now it turns out the reason she brought him back to life was because she thought he was gonna marry her.
You know, Chucky, I still have the ring.
What ring?
The ring, the one you left for me. I found it on the mantle the night you were killed. I've never taken it off.
Oh, the one I got from Vivian Van Pelt.
Vivian who?
Vivian Van Pelt. I dumped her in the river. Remember? That ring is worth 5 or 6 grand easy.
Yes, as we all saw there, Chucky can be a little bit of an asshole. So, and that's one of my favorite aspects about Chucky's personality is that he just doesn't give an F. Like he's Chucky, he's gonna do what he wants. So, of course, Tiffany being upset, locks him up, and that leads to Chucky wanting to get his revenge, and so he kills her in the bathtub and then switches her soul into a doll soul, which, at the time of the movies, we just thought this was a typical wedding doll. Later on, we find out in the series that, like, it's a line of dolls called Wedding Bell dolls that was, they're very rare. Basically, not a lot of them were made. And I thought that was pretty interesting. We got a little bit of information about like that line of dolls that Tiffany is. So of course now they both want to get their souls into like human bodies. So they enlist the help of two characters named Jesse and Jade, who Tiffany pays Jesse like $500 to take the dolls to a cemetery in Hackensack, New Jersey. The very first mention of Hackensack in the series. So kind of cool. Yeah, I think everybody thought Chucky, like since the beginning of the first movie, was from the Chicago area, since that's where the movie was based. So it's kind of cool that we kind of like know like where he's from and everything. This was like the first instance of that. So this movie primarily is, I would call it like a road trip movie. We get some cool locations like Niagara Falls, sort of. Um, and we see Chucky and Tiffany just like they're killing everybody. They're killing all these people around Jesse and Jade who are being blamed for the murders, and like they're just like trying to get away from like Jade's controlling uncle, who so they can like live a life, and then they have all these deaths going around them, and the only person that believes it's not them um, is their friend who unfortunately ends up getting killed. This is one of the first instances where we had like a gay character in the series. Don Mancini, he's a gay man, and he's always wanted to include a character like that in the series. So it's kind of great to see that he finally gets to do that. Um, gives the dude a horrible death, a horrible death.
Nobody move!
Um, but kind of great that he got to do that finally, and then he finally got to do it more with the TV series and a little more than what he could do here. But overall, this movie's pretty fun to watch. This is one of the first instances where they really started to kind of like go into the comedy side of things with a great balance with the horror. So this movie is a really great balance between the comedic Chucky and horror Chucky. There's always like I feel like I think they realize that there's always so many ways you can make a killer doll scary, and and Chucky's always had a little bit of a comedic element. We started seeing that, in part two where they really started to explore his personality, um, and then like a little bit in three, Chucky's always had like kind of quips and one-liners, um, but this movie really started to delve like deep into the comedy side of things, and like I said, balancing it with the horror. Ronnie Yu did a great job with this. I think I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. But I think this might have been like the first American movie he directed. I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me on it. Um, but yeah, it's just one of those things. Great movie. And this movie really, this is one of the movies where they started to move away from like the Andy side of things. We had three movies with Andys, and then like the third movie. Um, technically, the third movie takes place in 1998 in the timeline. Um, so I'm guessing this movie might take place. If you think about it, this movie could take place either a year later, 2 years later, so 1999, 2000, something like that. Um, but after this movie ended, it would be a while before we got another Chucky movie. Um, a lot of stuff was going on at the time, and so they kind of put it on a hold for any new Chucky movies. Um, but yeah, so like fun movie. Enjoyed it very much. Fun story. This was like the first Chucky movie I ever fully watched. Um, I actually used to be like very terrified of Chucky when I was a kid. Um, so the story behind that was one night. Um, I must have been like 6 years old or something. I was sitting in the living room with my mom, and she was just flipping through like channels and stuff, And so she stopped on a movie, and it was Child's Play 2, and it was that scene where they're in the factory, and Chucky's just said he's just done the chance over Andy, and then he realized that it doesn't work, and he let out this horrible scream. And I remember like as a kid, I was sitting with my mom, and I knew something was about to happen, and I was like on the couch like this, and as soon as he screamed, I took off running. I started running down the hall, and my mom was like, "It's okay, Key. It's okay. I turned it. I turned it." And I came back, um, and then like after that, I started having nightmares with that red haired doll, and it haunted me for like I don't know how long I had nightmares for. I used to sleep on my back, and then I started sleeping on my stomach, and the nightmare stopped. I don't know uh, how why they stopped because I started sleeping on my stomach, but like yeah. So yeah, and then I forgot about it until one day some kids my mom were babysitting brought up Chucky, and that brought up like the memories, and for a long time I could not watch a Chucky movie or even see that little redheaded face uh I would literally go like you remember in like the Sunday newspapers they had the TV guide and they tell you what was coming on that week. I would peruse that guide and if I saw Child's Play, let's say if I pick Child's Play, airing on USA Sunday night, Child's Play, I would know to avoid USA Network at that time and everything. That's how bad it was. And then finally, I started like so I was finally able to kind of get into it with Bride of Chucky. Um, at first, I could only watch like the last like 15 minutes of it. Um, and then finally it kind of evolved to like I could watch the whole movie, and then I moved on to like watching the rest that were on at the time, and then I went and saw City of Chucky in theaters when that came out. Yeah, so a little funny story here. That Bride Chucky is kind of like the whole reason I got into Chucky in the first place. It helped me get over my fear and everything, and now I'm just become like Chucky obsessed, and I love the series. I love what Don Mancini's doing with it. Hope he gets to continue on with like more seasons of the show and more movies. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all enjoy it. If you like the video, please leave a like, drop a comment down below, and I will see you all in the next one.